Junkenstein's Revenge. Everyone's favorite Halloween event arcade game. Or, at least it makes for some free wins for your weekly loot boxes, and a chance to photobomb during the villain intros.
Roll it to me!
Oh no, it's Tor. Oh, I'm right behind him! Hello everyone and welcome to Sharpdress Gaming, and even though the normal difficulty for this game type is jokingly easy, we are here to give you some tips for when you go into the harder difficulties when you're trying to get your sprays for the achievements. First tip, hero choices. With the addition of new heroes for the 2018 season of Junkenstein's Revenge, you can now choose 4 out of 10 characters to take on the Mad Doctor, 7 damage dealers, and 3 support. While some characters perform better than others, my personal favorite lineup consists of Brigitta, Torbjorn, Soldier 76, and Zenyatta. All the characters in this lineup take arguably less skill than the other heroes and provide a form of healing or armor to themselves and others. Unfortunately, with Torbjorn's new rework, he can only provide armor for himself for a short period of time, but he also provides an extra amount of firepower with his turret. When starting off the night, it is always a good idea to communicate the areas of the map that each person is covering. One should be covering the stairs, one by the door, and one on the ledge right next to the door on the right side. This leaves one person left over to flex in between the middle and the right for coverage. In the team composition that I previously mentioned, I would suggest that Soldier stay on the stairs, Zenyatta at the door, Torbjorn on the ledge, and Brigitta as the flex. Tips for Torbjorn. Torbjorn is one of the strongest heroes in Junkenstein's Revenge due to his turret and new rework of his ultimate Molten Core. Both of these tools are essential components to winning and require proper placement to succeed. I suggest placing the turret on high ground to keep it away from enemies. If placed right in front of the door, the turret gets hit not only from the enemies trying to shoot it, but also everything that damages the door. This takes away time that you could be used for shooting instead of repairing and resetting your turret. Instead, place it on the ledge above the door, or better yet, throw the turret on top of the sniper platform above the door. Placing the turret on this perch makes it so that only the zombardiers are able to hit it, so make sure to focus them so you don't have to try and replace it. To use this, use Torbjorn's overdrive while standing on the ledge, then run and jump while throwing the turret up to place it on the sniper's perch. Remember, when you use Molten Core, try to spread it to cover a large area, since it does not stack when you place it into a small pile. I suggest covering the area in front of the door from the stairs to the water on the right side. This makes it so that if they pass the other heroes, all enemies will also have to cross this lava. You can also throw it up onto Junkenstein's ledge. Since it is a small platform and he rarely comes down from there, he usually will stand in it until he dies. Soldier 76. Sending Soldier 76 onto the stairs with an Orb of Harmony from Zenyatta allows him to hold down any Zomnics and Riptires to spawn at the top. If he gets into a pinch, he always has his Bionic Field to top him off. Not much to say here, just shoot anything that tries to come down the stairs. Remember to use your Helix rockets to quickly pick off Riptires. Zenyatta. Zenyatta is essential to provide a consistent amount of healing as well as boosting the damage of other heroes with the Discord Orb. Be sure to keep the Discord Orb attached to something at all times, and prioritize the bosses, especially Junkenstein's monster, the Witch, and Junkenstein himself. Zenyatta stationing himself at the door gives him a wide view of the battlefield, allowing him to move his Orb of Harmony around to the different heroes as needed. He is also able to catch anything that might have slipped past the other heroes on their way to the door. Remember, you can also use your Discord Orb on those Riptires. Brigitta. Brigitta should be used to apply some initial damage to enemies as they come by, as well as providing healing and armor to anyone that needs it in a pinch. Personally, I try to prioritize giving my armor pack to whoever's holding down the stairs, as they typically will be taking the most damage. As well, use Brigitta's ultimate, Rally, during the downtime to run in between your allies, topping off their health as well as giving them armor to use before digging into their own health. While Brigitta has a harder time taking down the bosses by herself, she is able to go toe-to-toe with them and hold her ground until the other heroes can help her out. Use this to trap bosses in the corner until your allies can clear up some of the other enemies before they are able to help you out. Brigitta's Shield. Because I am a proud Brigitta main, and she can do so many different things, I had to add another section just for her shield. A few tips. I try not to use the shield to bash recklessly during important fights. You can actually use the shield bash to stop Riptires for a split second without worry, since they will not explode on you. You can also use the Flail Whip to push them off their path for a moment. Brigitta's Shield Bash becomes the most important when fighting Junkenstein's monster, especially if you do not have an Anna to use Bionade to stop the monster from healing. If you Shield Bash right as you see the Take a Breather animation come out from the monster, it will stop the healing. If you are paired up with a Torbjorn who is using Molten Core, you can also use Shield Bash to stun bosses that are within the lava radius, or use the Rocket Flail to push them back into it. When Junkenstein spawns, you can use Brigitta's shield to block his grenades from hitting Torbjorn's turret because they easily destroy it. And one more fun tip. The space between the upper ramparts and Junkenstein's ledge is about the length of a shield bash, so if you are in the area, stop by and say hello to the Mad Doctor. Priorities. The last important tip I can give you is to be sure you prioritize the threats as they come in. I personally suggest you should prioritize the enemies in this order. 1. Riptires. When the Riptire is announced, it is typically followed by one of the characters calling where it is coming from. Drop everything you are doing and make sure that they are destroyed before they reach the door. They take very little to destroy, but they do the most damage to the door and the people standing by it. 2. The Witch. If you let the Witch stay alive, between her healing and the monster's own, she will make sure that it is impossible to take down Junkenstein's monster. She is another target that is easy to kill, but that can be devastating if left alive. 3. Junkenstein's monster. This tank can deal some of the most damage to the heroes as well as have some of the most survivability. If the Witch is still alive, I suggest sending Brigitta to keep the monster busy while the rest of the team takes out the Witch. Then everyone can turn their attention to the monster. 4. Dr. Junkenstein. The Mad Doctor may deal some significant damage with his bombs, but they are also easier to avoid. Still, once the other threats are gone, be sure to strike him down swiftly. 5. The Summoner and the Reaper. Easier targets, but they can get kills if not dealt with quickly. Send Brigitta in to engage and let the other heroes follow. Brigitta can also force the Summoner down from behind her barrier so she can be shot. 6. The Zombardiers. If this class of enemy is on the field, kill them quickly. Unlike the Zomniks, these ones will actively attack you. Zombardiers can whittle down your health surprisingly quick. And that's it. Just use these tips and you'll be able to survive Junkenstein's revenge. Though you still will have to depend on your teammates, so be sure to be talking over the mic to help with shot calling. Or better yet, just play this video and that should do it. Well, thank you guys for joining us. If you have any additional hints or would like some more details on any of the hints I provided, be sure to leave it down in the comment section below. Remember, stay sharp everyone.